In this video, we'll be talking about the youth mental health crisis, and in seeing how widespread this crisis is at a higher level, I hope that you'll get the sense that you are not alone. My name is Dr. Park. I'm a psychologist for youth, and here at Through the Waters, we nurture youth mental health. In this video, I'm going to be zooming out to provide some context for us about the youth mental health crisis. My hope in doing this is that if you're watching this as someone who's currently struggling, you'll know that you're not alone and that this isn't your fault. At the same time, I'm not in any way trying to take away from the uniqueness, the specialness of your experiences and the specific reasons why you're struggling that are going to be different from why someone else is struggling. Sometimes it's helpful to zoom out and see our broader context because all of us are shaped by our environment and the broader systems of our society. Doing that can help us feel less confused or mystified by what we're experiencing personally. So let's jump right in. In 2021, UNICEF conducted a survey of people in 21 countries, asking them what it's like to be growing up in today's world and exploring how different generations view this. It's a really fascinating study, and I'll provide the link for you in the description below. One of the most stark conclusions was this quote: "There is growing concern about the state of mental health among young people around the world. That concern is clearly justified." Some of the findings related to mental health, for example, included that for young people between the ages of 15 and 24, 36% of them reported that they feel worried, nervous, or anxious often. For that same age group, 19% of young people reported feeling depressed or having little interest in doing things often. 59% of young people reported that they believe they face more pressure to succeed than their parents did. There's also an article that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association in 2021 that shared the results of a meta-analysis, which means it combined the results of many different research studies together. The studies were investigating rates of anxiety and depression in young people worldwide during the COVID pandemic. Some of the results suggested that 1 in 4 youth were experiencing depression and 1 in 5 were experiencing anxiety. Those rates were double the pre-pandemic rates. Double. Now, we definitely need to keep in perspective that both of these studies were conducted in 2021, which was during the pandemic years. So that's a huge factor possibly affecting these results. However, that doesn't minimize the youth mental health crisis that's still occurring afterward. I think it's important to ask why and listen. So I'd actually like to pose the question to you: why? Why is this youth mental health crisis happening? I have my own ideas about that. I feel it kind of deeply in my spirit because you are the population that I serve with my life. But if you're watching this and you want to say why you are struggling with your mental health or why you think young people are struggling with anxiety or depression at these levels, say why in the comments and let us know your thoughts. As for my own perspective, if someone were to ask me why this youth mental health crisis is occurring, I would name some general historical trends off the top of my head, like we've become more aware of mental health and have language for it as society's become more therapized recently. We've become more individualistic and less communal and collectivistic as a society. We are becoming more and more disconnected from nature and from the land. We are eating things and exposing our bodies and brains to things that our human species hasn't been exposed to before in our 300,000 years of existing, so we haven't adapted to these things. One of those things has been an explosive growth of technology, including social media, which our brains and bodies haven't adapted to yet, though maybe they might over time. I don't know. And generational existential threats like the pandemic, climate change, school shootings, and wars around the world. Those are some broad brushstrokes that come to mind for me as general impressions, but that doesn't mean that I'm right or that these are the reasons why. In the next video, I'm actually going to share some research that explores 13 possible hypotheses about why the youth mental health crisis is happening, and I'll also reveal which of those is actually standing up to scientific scrutiny based on the data. What remains clear is that young people are suffering and in need of healing. That's entirely why I've created this YouTube channel. So if you found this video valuable, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our future mental health tips and education. Secondarily, when you like and subscribe, that also helps the YouTube algorithm to share this video more broadly with people who could benefit from it. And also, don't forget to leave a comment about why you think this youth mental health crisis is happening.